Welcome back, everyone. I'm the Depressed Eeyore, and this is Arkham Horror, the card game, doing the Cyclopean Foundations custom campaign. We're going to be doing Pyroclastic Flow next, and yeah, we're doing things. So disable that. Alright, Pyroclastic Flow. With the cult's destination known, you scour the Singapore harbor for any ship willing to take you to Croatia. With the travel warning and the worsening weather, you have difficulty finding any ships ready to leave port, much less traveled to the Sunda Strait. After several increasingly desperate hours, you finally meet a weathered fisherman named Sukiban, who agrees to hear you out. The old Indonesian man pays close attention as you speak, but seems to study you more than the words you say. You offer Sukiban as much as you can, but he simply holds his hand up. You must be truly desperate, or perhaps a fool, he muses, his eyes still locked on you. But I trust that Almighty God has sent you to me. I will help you. You waste no time in casting off from Singapore, setting immediate course for the Sunda Strait. The days in transit give you time to prepare yourself in Sukiman for the ordeals ahead. It's difficult to summarize your goal without sounding like a crackpot theorist, but the fisherman responds with a troubled look on his face. There are a great many things in this world that I do not understand, but I understand the sea above all else. It has been a companion to me through many long voyages, and I know its rhythm and swell like I know my own heartbeat. Its rhythm has faltered. Sukiban pauses, brow furrowed in concentration. Only once before have I seen it falter. Years ago, when madness struck the artists of Singapore. One drowned himself in the harbor beside my boat. I can still remember his expression. It was the same as yours when you first approached me, only filled with despair. The madness stopped at the same time that the sea regained its rhythm, but I never forget. That is why I agreed to help you. You know what has affected the sea, and you mean to stop it. Again, I trust that God has brought you to me for this task, to return the seas to normal, and perhaps much more. You stand beside him in silence, contemplating his words and the burden that lies on your shoulders. Preventing the rise of Cthulhu was not what you signed up for when you accepted Wycliffe's offer nearly 2 months ago. But the stakes are clear. Stop the architects, or the world will be embroiled in madness. A sudden gasp from Sukiman rouses your attention, and he points ahead to the sea before the ship. Unmistakably, the horizon is bending. Okay, as always, we get countermeasures. I don't even look at the number anymore. I just know I have it. Though we didn't. I don't think we drew any last time, which was kind of nice. Alright, let's see. Investigators begin play on Sukiban's ship. Sukiban's ship, the fisherman's ship, is light but sturdy, meant for long voyages throughout Indonesian waters and able to be crewed by a few. We also set Sukiban at the same location. Sukiban, Intrepid Captain, Wayfarer. Reaction after a card is moved beneath Sukiban's ship, exhaust him. Look at the top 2 cards of the encounter deck or any player deck, return them to the top of that deck in any order. Any investigator at Sukiban's location may activate this ability. Let's see. Set the following cards aside. Got it. Check the campaign log. If the cult's project nears completion, which is not, we are going to be doing Act 3 Deconstruction 2. So I'm going to do that one. Okay. And that is everything. Cool. Actually, we need to create the Voyage deck. This is done by gathering each single-sided card with a Voyage trait, choose one location and one treachery at random, and remove them from the game. Shuffle the remaining Voyage cards together. So shuffle the 4 Voyage treacheries together and remove one from the game. Shuffle the 4 Voyage locations together and remove one from the game. Shuffle the remaining 3 Voyage treacheries and 3 Voyage locations together to make the Voyage deck. Alright, I think we did that correctly. Alright, I believe that is everything set up. Alright, shuffling counter deck. There are 3 agendas. Slow burn. The glow of the emerging magma dots the disjointed horizon. The cult's work has begun, and already Croatia's new volcanic islands are being thrust upward and about like popcorn kernels. Your approach to the center of operations will be all the more hazardous now. 7 doomed to advance. Fractured Voyage. Tsukimon grips the steering wheel and shouts at you to get on deck. He'll keep you on course, provided you can repel the occult agents and act as his spotter through the warped seascape. At the end of the round, if there are no Voyage cards in play, reveal the top card of the Voyage deck. If there are 6 cards beneath Tsukimon's ship, you advance. Pyroclastic, the tokens. Skull is -2, and this gets -1 for each non-Euclidean effect at your location. Cultist is -3. If you fail, remove the top card of your deck from the game. And then Tablet is -2. If you fail, after this test resolves, move to a connecting location. So, 2, 3, 2. Yep. Okay. Well, that's bearable. We'll bring you down here. As always, if I have to restart because of rules mistakes, I will reshuffle everything. So let me put a break here and BRB. Told you I'd be back. Alright. First things first, Tarot deck. And this time we're actually going to start with, full 5 cards and full resources. Alright, additional mulligans. Choose a basic weakness in their deck and remove it from the game. I will take this one. As much as I would love to deal with auto fails. And then for the other one, remove trauma, search for an ally asset and add it to their hand, and then shuffle their deck. Or start with 2 additional actions again. I like the starting with 2 additional actions one. That one was very nice. Alright. Alright, and then this one was search up for a basic weakness and remove it from the game, which I will happily do. We have only one, which is internal injury, so now we don't have to worry about that. I mean, to be honest, internal injury used to be like a really scary card, but when you have Spectral Shield, it's not so bad. Right. Okay. No spells. But everything else is here. Alright, well, at least I have a weapon. Quite the start. Deal to orange. Those are weaknesses. Alright, we're already starting out with a field agent. That's fantastic. And a trusted. I want to tag out the sweeping kick and the determined. Alright, let's get started. So the way this works is at the end of the round, if there are no Voyage cards, do I draw any? Nope, you don't start with any revealed yet. Okay. 2 Shroud, 0 clues. While there are any enemies at Tsukimon's ship, it gets +2 Shroud. If an investigator would be forced to move from Tsukimon's ship and there are no connecting locations in play, that investigator takes 2 damage and loses 1 action. Got it. All right, investigation phase. I'm going to start with Marion. I'm going to go ahead and do True Awakening, heal 1 damage, and draw 2 cards. I'll use my ability to draw yet another card. And then I will go ahead and do Ever Vigilant. Oh, wait. Yeah, I'll still do the Ever Vigilant, but yeah. I forgot I had to spend an action for that. Okay, Ever Vigilant. I'm just going to spend 3 to get out Field Agent. And then over here, we will spend 2 to get out a Pete Sylvester. Spend 2 to go ahead and get out a Captivating Performance. And then we'll also get out a Forbidden Knowledge. Alright, fully resolve Ever Vigilant. It sounds nice. I'll go ahead and spend 1 to... Actually, I don't need to do it immediately. Next action, we're just going to draw a card. And then, is there literally nothing I can do this round? Yeah, it's at the end of the round, so literally we're just kind of hanging out. At this point, I'm going to have too many cards in my hand at this rate, so we're just going to... I want to hold on to the Trusteds, because I can chain off my ability off of it, so I'm going to go ahead and just spend my last 3 actions gaining resources. Alright, that resolves the sun, so we don't need to worry about it anymore. I'm just going to put it over here, along with the tower. Alright, Agnes, I'll go ahead and take a horror to gain a resource. I'm going to go ahead and draw a card. I'm going to gain a resource. And then I will do a play action to get out the Elder Sign. Okay, that looks to be correct. Actually, I'm going to release it real quick. Okay, yeah, it is correct. So, I did a draw action, a resource action, and a play action. I can do Captivating Performance to do one other thing, but honestly, there is actually nothing I can do. So I'm not going to worry about it. At the end of her turn, the horror is going to get healed off. Alright, enemy phase, no enemies, upkeep. Okay, upkeep. Oh, Immutable Sigil. That is neat. Alright, Mythos. Oh, sorry, at the end of the round, reveal a top card of the Voyage deck. Vertical Seascape. Put Vertical Seascape into play next to the Act deck. And add 2 clues to Sukimon's ship. This effect cannot be cancelled or ignored. Vertical Seascape cannot leave play except through the Lightning Bolt ability printed on it. At the end of the Investigator phase, if there are any clues on Sukimon's ship, each Investigator takes 2 horror. As a Lightning Bolt, spend 2 clues as a group, flip the Vertical Seascape, and move it beneath Sukimon's ship out of play. Okay, so this is what we need to deal with. Alright, I'll shuffle the encounter deck one more time and then draw. Rain of Cinders. Put Rain of Cinders in play in your threat area. At the end of your turn, if you did not move during your turn, test... Okay. If you did not move during your turn, do a test agility 4. If you fail, take 2 damage. As an action, as your first action, you can discard it, but then you can't take any move actions during your turn. I am fine with keeping that. Hybrid Infiltrator. It's going to be hanging out here, which is completely fine by me. So while there's an enemy at this location does get +2 Shroud, FYI. Alright, Investigation. I'm going to start with Agnes. Or sorry, yeah, I'll start with Agnes. I am going to go ahead and do this. I'm going to gain a resource, but I'll take the horror and use my ability to kill off this guy. Then I'm going to activate this to get rid of it. Then I'm going to draw a card. And at this point, I'm just going to draw another card. I'm not going to worry about Captivating Performance. Actually, I could investigate. Activate. Drew a card, I'll gain a resource, and then I'm going to investigate. So we'll go 3 to 2. We fail. That's okay. All right, over here with Marion. I'm I'm going to spend 1 to fast out a trusted, and then use my ability to draw a card. And then off of that, I'm going to go ahead and do a Fortuitous Discovery, which is going to cost 0. Alright, so right now I'm 4-2. I'm going to go ahead and activate Field Agent as a Lightning Bolt to grab a clue. And I am going to go ahead and commit a Determined. This will put us at 5-2. We succeed. This will go back into my hand because it was off of an event. And we'll get a clue. Then I'm going to spend 2 clues. That's what it says, right? Yeah, spend 2 clues and then flip it and put it underneath the Sukiman ship out of play. Alright, I can go ahead and exhaust him to take a look at the top 2 cards of the encounter deck or any player deck. I'll take a look at the encounter deck. Agent of the Deep. 3 fight, 2 evade, 3 health, humanoid, cultist, sorcerer, hunter, retaliate. Agent of the Deep gets +1 fight and +1 damage if you have 10 or more notice in the campaign log, and +1 fight and +1 evade if you have 20 or more notice. So he actually hits for 2 and 2, and he has 4 and 3 for the fight and evade. I can put this back in any order. I'm going to put this on top so I can just insta kill him with a ward. All right, and then that was just off of a fast action and her ability. I will go ahead and spend 3 to get out Nautical Chart. I'm going to go ahead and spend 2 to go ahead and put out the Immutable Sigil. I don't know if it's going to do anything, but I'm going to go ahead and do it anyway. Last action, I'm just going to gain a resource. Enemy phase, no enemies. Upkeep. Okay. Upkeep. Alright, got our weakness. Mythos. At the end of the round, we reveal another one of these. Wall of Water. Put Wall of Water into play next to the act deck and add 2 clues to Sukiban ship. Can't be cancelled, ignored. Can't get rid of except with lightning bolts. At the end of the investigation phase, if there are any clues, we'll take damage. Lightning bolts, spend 2 clues as a group to get rid of it. Okay. So far, so good. Oh, I forgot to add a Doom from last round. I apologize. So we're going to go ahead and add a Doom this round. Yep. So draw. I'm going to go ahead and spend 1 to do a Ward of Protection. So this is the level 5 version. It is for any encounter card, as long as it's a non-weakness. So with this, I can just immediately discard you, and I'll put the horror here. And then over here is going to be this thing, Battering Waves. All right, I'm 3-3. I'm going to go 5-3. And pass. Okay, investigation phase. All right, let's start with Agnes. I'll go ahead and take a horror to gain a resource. I'm then going to go ahead and spend 4 to play a Rite of Seeking. So play action. I'm going to do a draw action. I'm going to do a resource action. And then I'm going to do a investigate off of the Rite of Seeking. This will be 9-2. And I am going to go ahead and go 11-2 with Fearless. We pass, we get 2 clues here, and I will heal 2 horror. And then at the end of our turn, we'll heal off a horror as well. Also, as a lightning bolt, I will go ahead and spend the 2 to go ahead and flip you down. I am going to go ahead and exhaust Sukiban again. Take a look at the top 2s of this. Alright, not anything I'm too concerned about. We'll keep them in the same order. Alright. Meanwhile, over here with Marion, I'm going to go ahead and spend an action drawing a card. I'm going to spend 2 actions to go ahead and get rid of a Tichophobia, and then that'll be it. Upkeep. Getting all of our investigates. Got our lucky. At the end of the round, we get to reveal another one of these. Hey, a location this time. Displace Reef, 4 Shroud, 2 clues. Goes into play. Lightning Bolt, during a test you are performing at Displace Reef. Take 1 horror, reveal an additional token, choose and cancel a non-auto-failed token. Lightning Bolt, spend 2 clues as a group, move each investigator and enemy on Displaced Reef to Sukimon's ship, flip Displaced Reef, and move it beneath it out of play. So we just got to move over there and clear it out. Alright, and then we add a Doom. Got this again. Got that. Alright, investigation. So I could do this, but as long as I move, it actually doesn't do anything bad to me. Because I would like to spend some time dealing with this nonsense. I mean, she could also handle this herself, probably. Alright, yeah, I think I'll start with Agnes. I'll go ahead and take the horror. Get rid of this Forbidden Knowledge, gain a resource from that. I'll move to this location. I will draw a card. I will gain a resource, and then off of that I'll do Captivating Performance to do Rite of Seeking. And this will be 9 to 4. Alright, I do succeed, but it will immediately end her turn. So I won't be able to do the Lightning Bolt. But it is a Lightning Bolt, so I can do it at the start of Marion's turn. So I'll spend the clues then, which is going to move her back to this, and then we flip this over. I'll go ahead and take a look at the top 2 for this thing. Oh, I do lose 2 resources because of Driving Rain, which is a little unfortunate. Actually, I lose 3 resources from Driving Rain. My bad. I lose 1 for moving, I lose 1 for investigating, and then I lost another 1 from... it's an action, sorry. So my move action and my investigate did something, but when I got yanked back, it didn't. Okay, good to know. In any case, I now have I put a card down. I'm going to go ahead and take a look at the top 2 of this again. Oh no. All the bad things. They are coming. Well, we'll keep it in the same order. Alright, definitely going to have to get ready for that nonsense. Yeah, I don't have my attack spell, which is a little unfortunate. I've actually been doing more Cluven than anything. Also, at the end of our turn, we'll go ahead and heal a horror. Also, this Rain of Cinders is going to be an issue as well, because we have to do it as our first action, which is going to hurt a lot. Alright. Marion, let's draw a card. Draw a card. And draw a card. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and I'll do it myself. I'll get rid of a Glimmer of Hope, a Winging It, and a Trusted. Actually, I'll get rid of a Lucky. Okay. Actually, let's change the order for this. Has Retaliate. Yeah, we'll do it the other way. All right, this goes away because I did the Discord effect for it. I will go ahead and spend one to fast out a Trusted and use my ability to draw a card. I will then play a True Awakening to heal a damage and then draw 2 cards. Okay, that's the recovery we want right there. All right. Don't worry about Rain of Cinders. Upkeep. Upkeep. All right. This is going to go away at the end of the round. This is going to get revealed. A Cultist Gunboat. Action, take a fight action. The test difficulty is equal to the Cultist Gunboat Shroud value. If you fail, take 1 damage. After you succeed at a fight action at Cultist Gunboat, discover 1 clue. Lightning Bolt, as always, you can spend 2 clues to get rid of it. Okay. 4th Doom. All right. So we're going to get this guy, and you're going to get this guy. Okay. All right. So I do have a 1-2 punch I can play around with, among other things. Let's go ahead and do a Sweeping Kick. We'll spend 1. This will put us at 7-4. That is -3, so I do pass just barely. Wait. Agent is deep, get +1 fight, +1 damage. Oh, I misread that. I thought it was plus horror and damage. I would have committed then. Because that makes a difference. Yeah, that would have been 7-5, which I would fail on a Cultist. So I would actually commit it to Tournament. I'll go ahead and redraw the token just to show that I keep my word for that. It's going to do 2 damage and make him evade. And then the Determinant will go back into my hand because of Sweeping Kick being an event. Then I'll use my ability off of that, draw a card. I will play Stand Together, level 3, gain 2 resources, draw a card, draw a card, draw a card, draw a card. All right. Oh, yeah, he's down there now. I'm going to go ahead and move. To here. I'm then going to go ahead and take... actually, I will go ahead and do a Nautical Charts. This will put us at 5-4. We'll go 7-4 with Perception. I pass. I get to draw a card. I'll also discard a card. I'll discard a Glimmer of Hope to get 2 clues here. And I will spend them immediately to go ahead and flip this. I'll go ahead and take a look at the top 2 cards of the deck. Attach Spatial Ward to the location that is connected to the most other locations and does not have a copy of Spatial Ward. Wait. Attach spatial ward to the location that's connected to the most other location and does not have a copy attached. Okay. Otherwise it surges. Cannot move to the attached location through normal actions or player effects. Each connecting a location gains... Oh, okay, so we can leave this location. We just can't move back to it through normal means. But you can do it through scenario cards. All right, well, we'll put it in this order for now. All right. Meanwhile, over here, I'm going to go ahead and spin 2 to fast out a Sword Cane, which will do a damage to this guy. And I'll evade him. We'll go 7 to 1. He is now evaded. Then for my actual first action, I'm going to go ahead and get rid of Rain of Cinders. So I didn't activate. I'll do a draw action. I will go ahead and do... I'm going to go ahead and spend 3 to do a play action. And then I'll use Captivating Performance to do a resource action. And then I'll heal a horror off of you. Alright. Enemy phase, enemies are all busy. Upkeep, this guy will engage you. And then you, I can have you be engaged with anyone. We're okay with you. Alright, upkeep. I am going to have to discard a card. Winging it's fine. Alright, another one of these. We already know this is a location apparently. Coiling Waves. 2 clues on our location. If it stays up, it's going to make us discard the top 3 cards of our deck. Okay. 5th Doom. I want to get ourselves you and you. For the Lucid Worshipper, we'll keep it for now. Yeah, we'll keep it for now. All right. Investigation phase. I'll start with Marion. I'm going to spend 2 resources to go ahead and do a 1-2 punch. So I automatically succeed and do 2 damage to this guy. And then I'm going to fight again to target the Lucid Worshipper. This is going to be 7 to 3. So no chance of failing this time. Unless I auto-fail like that. Holy crap. Alright, I'm going to do 3 damage to Agnes here. That is bullshit. Alright. Go ahead and use our ability off of this. I'm going to go ahead and off of that, I'm going to go ahead and play a Fortuitous Discovery, which will cost 1 because I have 1 in the discard already. Yep. So this is going to put us at 5 to 4, 6 to 4, 8 to 4. We succeed, you'll heal. This will go back in my hand, and I get 2 clues, which I'll immediately spend to flip this over. We'll take a look at the top 2 cards again. This will be the last one, which is a location. Haphazard Convergence. Cloud of Ash. Okay, both of these are kind of okay with. Alright, so I have actions remaining. I'm going to go ahead and spend 1 to do to stand together, level 3. Gain 2 resources, draw 2 cards. Gain 2 resources, draw 2 cards. I'm almost through my deck, so maybe I'll eventually get my Hollowed Mirror, which I really kind of need right now. Last action, I'm going to go ahead and play a Mercy Cache, get 3 resources, draw a card. And then goes to Agnes, who is at half health now. Good news is I have things I can play now. Bad news is everything else. Yeah, this Agent of the Deep could kill me if I'm not careful. Alright, well, I'm going to go ahead and spend 3 to do a play action with Whispers of Doom. I'll target the Lucid Worshipper. This will be a 7 to 4 test, which will kill it. Then I'm going to oh, and that was a spell, so I can draw a card if I want to, but I'm not going to. I'm going to go ahead and fight using Sword Cane. 7 to 5. I'll go 8 to 5. We succeed. It will kill it. Alright. And then last action, I'm going to... So I played, I fought. I'll gain a resource. And I'll go ahead and draw a card. Alright, I revealed Dark Memory. I'll take 2 Horror, and one of it will get healed off. Alright. Upkeep. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of the Warped Idol and the Compass. Okay. And there's the Hollow Mirror. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and discard a Wyclif's Ring. Alright. So this location will be added in. Emergent Island. 4 shot, 2 clues. Take an evade action. If you fail, take a damage. If you succeed, you can react. Get a clue here. All right, 6 out of 7. Okay, put it in my threat area, and then this is going to be attached to my location. All right, investigation. I'm going to start with Marion. I'm going to spend an action to spend 2 to do Hollowed Mirror. I am going to go ahead and play a Soothing Melody. I'm going to heal. I'm going to heal Agnes for 2. Draw a card. Put this, shuffle it back in. Off of that, I'm going to go ahead and play another Soothing Melody. I'm going to heal a damage and a horror off of Agnes. Draw a card. Shuffle it back into the deck. Okay, last action, I'm going to go ahead and investigate this location. It's going to be 4 to 2. That is -2. I do pass. And I'll go ahead and get rid of Cloud of Ash. Alright. For Agnes, I'm going to go ahead and move. I'm going to spend 3 to play a Breath of the Sleeper. I'm going to gain a resource, and then off of that, I'm going to go ahead and do an Investigate with Rite of Seeking with Captivating Performance. 9 to 4. Please don't auto-fail. Thank you. I get both clues. I will spend them, which will kick me off of this island and send me back to here. I can do this because this is not a normal action or a player effect, so I can move back safely. That being said, actually, yeah, that's fine. I'm actually kind of okay keeping this on the boat. All right. I think I can still do the reaction, so I'm going to go ahead and do it one more time. Okay, none of these really matter. All right, we advance. Landfall. Tsukimon steadies his ship as you plow through the waves forward, past another intersection of space. Fragments of reality converge in front of you, bringing a towering volcano into view. An island this size couldn't have possibly just emerged from Cryosha's natural activity, which can only mean that the architects are at work here. Interlude. Tsukimon brings his ship alongside the rocky shore of the island, close enough for you to jump over and wade in. You tell Tsukimon to get well clear of the island, unsure of what will happen whether you succeed or fail in stopping the architects. The old fisherman grabs your hands with both of his and nods. I pray for your success. Find your way to the sea when your work is done, and the sea shall lead me to you. You leap into the water, already warm from the nearby volcanic activity, and Tsukimon's ship pulls away, quickly vanishing in a fractured space around the island. The volcano towers above you, though now at this distance you can see that its slopes don't meet naturally. The peak seems to be cobbled together from who knows how many segments of other volcanoes. You hope that the mountain holds together as you attempt to scale it. Gather each of the set-aside Cryosha locations, remove 2 of the Twisted Caldera locations from the game at random, shuffle the remainder of the Twisted Caldera locations and put them into play, along with Volcanic Shore and Impossible Summit locations. See the Cryosha locations over there. Each investigator and non-weakness enemy in play to Volcanic Shore, discard each other enemy. Remove Tsukimon's ship, and each card beneath it from play. So these get removed. Which actually means Spatial War goes away. Thank you. Volcanic Shore, which is where we're going to be starting. And then we want the Impossible Summit. And then we're going to shuffle this, remove 2 of them. And then the rest get added in randomly. Like so. Shuffle the set-aside Architects of Chaos and Unnatural Stones encounter sets into the encounter deck along with the encounter discard pile. So I guess doing the ability didn't matter. So Unnatural Stone. Yep. Alright. Possible ascent. Space is bent around the volcano, keeping you from effectively scaling it. Only careful study of the phenomenon and the surrounding slopes will tell if there is a safe way to bypass the architect's safeguards. Reaction: after investigators moved by the forced effect on a possible summit, move up to 2 clues controlled by investigators to this act. At the end of the round, if there are 8 clues on this act, advance. Good to know. Oh, I do need to remove some encounter sets. I apologize. We need to remove Spawns Aurelia and Storm and Sea. Hopefully I didn't miss any here. Okay, looks like I got all of them. So if I find anything that's like storms or ocean related or fish related, I probably should have removed it. Okay. It is volcanic shore. The rocky slope dips unevenly into the sea, freshly hardened from lava flows. 2 shrouds, 0 clues. Volcanic shore is connected to the location above it, so this top one. In fact, we could do one of these to clarify that. Action, choose a card that has been removed from the game but not exiled and shuffle it back into its owner's deck, limit once per game. The peak looms in the distance, its appearance shifting constantly from the fractured space. This is cycling, giving you added perspective. Cool. So at the end of Agnes's turn, I did move, so I don't have to worry about this thing. I do have to reveal Dark Memory. I will take a horror and then heal it, and then take a horror here. And then that is everybody. Upkeep. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and discard a Nautical Charts. Actually, at this point, let's discard a Field Agent. Mythos. We advance. Random deviation. The atmosphere cracks and shifts, and you can feel multiple fragments of space shifting around you. Something is about to converge on you, but what? Volcanic heat, a gap in space, an enemy lying in wait. You can only trust your instincts and prepare for the first thing you expect. In player order, name a trait out loud and discard the top card of the encounter deck. If the discarded card does not have the same trait, take 1 damage and 1 horror, or remove the top 3 cards of your deck from the game. Choose one. After each player has resolved this effect, shuffle the encounter discard pile back into the encounter deck. Name a trait out loud. Oh yeah, I need to shuffle this anyway. I'll shuffle it. Volcanic. I think that was one of the options we had. Volcanic. I can also do something a little bit more specific. Paradox. Not a paradox. So if it doesn't match, I take 1 damage and 1 horror, or remove the top 3 cards. Okay. I'll take a damage and a horror. All right, and then same thing. I'm going to do paradox again. Same card twice, really. All right, I take a damage and a horror. Yeah, then it gets all shuffled back in. Okay. Rising pressure. You soldier on through the fractured and molten landscape, though a tension lingers in the air around you. With all the shearing of reality, the building pressure in the calderas volcanoes may be released without warning. 5 doom to advance. Bad cards. Can you guys give me at least a little bit of a break? High shroud value. This is going to be here. Now it has non-Liquidian on it. Reveal the top card of the deck. If it's a weakness, draw it, otherwise discard it. Okay. Not much I can do about that. Okay. Investigation phase. Alright. I'm going to go ahead and try to evade this guy. 7 to 2. You succeed. He is now evaded. I'm going to go ahead and gain a resource. I will spend 3 to discard Rite of Seeking and play a Shriveling. Alright, so I evaded, I resourced, I played. I will go ahead and use Captivating Performance to move, which is going to trigger this effect. Okay, I lose a Deny Existence. That's fine. As long as it wasn't my Spectral Shield, I don't give a shit. Alright, Twisted Caldera. Twisted Caldera is connected to each location above, left, to the left, and to the right of it. Each facet of the volcano is a dangerous mess, but could they hold the key to breaking the cult's wards? Dormant mounds, yeah, same thing. Connected to everything. Non-Euclidean, take 1 horror or place 1 doom on an enemy or treachery in play. 4 shroud, 2 clues, victory 1. Alright, I have moved, so that's triggered. I do still have to do Dark Memory, which is going to hit me for 2 horror. And I did play a spell card. I am going to go ahead and use this to draw a card. Actually, that won't work because I've already moved. Never mind. In any case, I'll still take 2 horror from Dark Memory. Alright. Okay. So this guy's going to be kind of in the way for a while, but that's okay. First action, we're going to move. Second action, we're going to go ahead and play Soothing Melody. We will heal... Oh, also I heal a horror off of Pete Sylvester. I'm going to go ahead and heal 2 horror off of Agnes. And draw a card, and then shuffle this back into the deck. Then use my ability to draw another card. And then I'm going to play off of that another Soothing Melody. We'll heal a damage and a horror off of Agnes. And draw a card. And shuffle it back into the deck. And then oh boy. Alright, let's go ahead and we're going to have to discard cards anyway, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do the nautical charts from my hand. This will be a 5-4. Yeah, 5-4. This does have skulls are -3 for this location, so 5-4. If I fail by 3, if I get the 3, I will still be able to pass with a lucky. So 5-4. Okay, that's -2. I will spend 1 to do a lucky. And I will discard a honestly, I'll discard a Determined. So I'm discarding that because I can get an extra clue off of this thing. Like so. One thing to note here. Impossible Summit. When you would move to Impossible Summit, engage each enemy at Impossible Summit and move to the location directly across from Impossible Summit from your starting location. Gain 1 clue from the token bank for each enemy engaged this way. Do not reveal Impossible Summit. Spires of crooked stone rise from the top of the peak, but each path up the side of the volcano seems to fold around it. So this is how we can place the clues on it. We essentially are going to skate through it, like so. Also, just for my sanity. Okay, that is it for Marion. Oh, I forgot to discard. I forgot to discard the top card. So I just in order, I did a play action, which I changed into another play action using my ability. I moved and then I investigated. Okay, so I didn't actually draw any other cards, so I can just discard the top one. Okie dokie. That works out. Alright, enemy phase. Enemy's going to get unexhausted during upkeep. Speaking of upkeep, Arcane Initiate. Upkeep. Mythos. First Doom. Alright, here goes nothing. Oh my god, these guys. Warp stonework. Attach to your location. Alright. Skulls here are now minus 4. That's not connected to the attached location. Alright, well, we're probably going to need to get rid of that. Alright, investigation phase. I'm going to start with Agnes and hope I don't kill myself. I'm going to start with a shriveling, targeting the Agent of the Deep. This is going to be 10 to 5. Alright, we pass. We're going to take 2 horror because of this, so I will take 1 here, take 1 there. I'm not going to use my ability, but I do kill this guy off. So that was a activate or attack action. I'll go ahead and do a play action. I will take the horror. I'm going to search top 3. This is not an encounter card, but I'll take it anyway. Alright. Next. Okay, so I did a fight action, a play action. I'm going to do an activate action. I'm going to discard a card from my hand, which is going to be the Eyes of the Dreamer to get rid of this. So I've done 3 different actions. I'm going to go ahead and do Captivating Performance to move over to this location. I also have to take a horror or place a doom. I will take a horror. Converging Plates, 3 Shroud, 2 Clues. Non-Euclidean, choose a non-weakness card in your hand and shuffle it back into your deck. If there are no clues on your location, you may draw a card. Victory 1. Alright. And then I reveal Dark Memory, which is going to hurt me for 2 horror. I just need to get my Spectral Shield. That's all I need. Alright. Marion is going to move. I have to take a horror or place a doom. I'll take the horror. I'm then going to go ahead and play a Soothing Melody. This one I'll take the 3 option. I'll heal 3 horror off of Agnes. Speaking of, I heal a horror off of Pete Sylvester. Then I draw a card. Take a horror. Alright, I will chain my ability off of this. I will play a Soothing Melody and heal 2 horror off myself. And draw a card. And shuffle this. Oh, actually, I should have drawn another card off my ability. Yeah, the Winging It was from the card draw from this. I should have drawn a card from my ability, so that'll be the lucky. And then this is going to get drawn for this. Okay. And then this is going to get shuffled back into the deck. And then I'm going to investigate this location using Nautical Chart. We'll go 5 to 3. It's -3. I will spin 1 to Lucky. And then I will discard a Winging It to get both clues. Alright. Enemy phase. He comes up. Upkeep. Alright. Upkeep. Mythos. Second Doom. Another one of these things. At this point, I am going to go ahead and ward that. Because I don't want it. I don't want to accidentally discard something important. Alright, I'll take a horror for that, which I'll put on Pete Sylvester. This will surge into a Mag Architect, location connected to the most other locations, so he's going to go in the middle. When I sweep through, I will automatically engage each enemy at this thing. So that is what we're going to have to do for that. Okay. Investigation phase. I'm going to start with Agnes. I'm going to go ahead and search top 3 for a spell card. Thank you, Spectral Shield. Alright, spend 1 to get this thing out. Okay. So we have that up and running. I'm going to go ahead and move, which means I have to shuffle a non-weakness card from my hand back into the deck. We'll do Eyes of the Dreamer. And then I will draw a card because there's no clues left on this location. Get engaged by you. So, and then I will do a fight action with Shriveling. 10 to 5. We succeed. Oh, and we place 1 Doom on Mad Architect in the process. Okay. All right. After any possible. Okie dokie. Let's so I moved. I attacked. Oh, I could draw a card off our Heirloom of Hyperborea. I'm gonna go ahead and do that. Just because I can. There we go. So I moved. I fought. I'm going to go ahead and gain a resource. And unfortunately, I don't have anything I can chain off of that. I did move, so I don't have to worry about this nonsense. I mean, it's either that or I do the other option, which is run through and let this guy wreck me. Yeah, we'll go ahead and do that. We'll go ahead and move. I'll take the horror, which will get soaked by the shield. I'm going to move across this way, which is going to throw me this way. This guy will automatically engage me. I will gain a clue from the token bank. I will then place that clue on this as a reaction. And then at the end, go ahead and reveal this. Unstable Fissure. If the top card of the encounter discarded pile is Volcanic or Paradox, you'll take 2 damage when you leave. Lightning Bolts. Place 1 of your clues on your location. Discard the top card of the encounter deck. Okay, that's great. Victory 1. Alright, at the end of my turn, I will reveal Dark Memory. 1 horror is going to get soaked by this. And then I'll take a horror, and I'll use my ability to kill off this guy. He would have gotten also another Doom, but it doesn't matter at this point. And then I heal a horror off of Pete. Alright, that's a mess. Okay. Let's go to Marion. I'm going to go ahead and spend an action to take a direct damage and get rid of this. I'm then going to go ahead and move across. I will take 2 of my clues. Put it here. Real quick. Remove any cards. I don't care about removing cards. So I have to take a non-weakness card and shuffle it back into the deck. I'll just pick nautical charts. And then draw a card. Tetraphobia. Alright, 2 clues are going to get placed on the act as we go across. Alright, the location you move to gets +2 shroud value until the end of the round. 4 shroud, 2 clues. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and... So this location has 4 shroud. I can go 4 to 3. I can go 5 to 3. Let's go ahead and play Emergency Cash, gain 3 resources, draw a card. Off of that, I'm going to draw another card and play an event. I'm going to go ahead and do a Fortuitous Discovery for 0. During it, I am going to go ahead and take a Horror to grab a clue from this location. So right now we are 4 to 4, 5 to 4, 7 to 4. That is a pass. This will get readied and heal a damage and a horror. This will go back into my hand and we get 1 clue. Okay. No enemies, go to upkeep. Hey, there's my sign magic. Alright. We're just going to get rid of Arcane Initiate. Third Doom. Eldritch Geometer. Any connecting location. Empty if possible. Well, we can put you down here. Alright, and then over here. Another one of you. Okay. That's actually kind of helpful. Investigation phase. Let's start with Agnes. So the issue right now is I don't have money. Alright, well, we're just going to move then. As the top card, it is just that. So I'm not going to take any damage from this. As much as I would love to investigate here, I don't really have the time, so I'm just going to move across, which is going to engage all of these guys onto me. He's also going to get a Doom in the process. I will get 2 clues from the bank. And then those 2 clues can be placed on this thing. So we're up to 5 clues. Alright. Then I'm going to go ahead and I'll go ahead and fight the Eldritch Geometer with the Shriveling. This will put us at 10 to 3. We pass, we'll do 3 damage and kill him. And then my last action, I'm going to go ahead and evade the... yeah, I'll go ahead and evade this guy. We'll go 7 to 2. We pass, he's now evaded. So I moved, fought, evaded, and now I'm just going to do Captivating Performance to gain a resource. And then I'll reveal Dark Memory. I will soak a horror and then take a horror, and then use my ability to kill this guy. Okay. And then meanwhile over here, All right, we're going to go ahead and take a move action to get over here. This location is going to have 4 Shroud for this round. I'm then going to go ahead and spend 1 to investigate. We will go 5 to 4. Go 6 to 4 with Determined. Alright, that is -2. So I actually passed. Yeah, that was 5, because there's 1 in the discard. Yep, 1 in the discard. Cool. So we do pass. This will go back into my hand because it's an event. I'll get 2 clues because there was 1 in the discard. I'll go ahead and use my ability to draw a card and try to play something off of that. Nope, nothing to play. Alright, and then last action, I am going to go ahead and move over. This location is Volcanic or Paradox, which is not. So we'll go to the Twisted Caldera. Alright, 1 Shroud, 2 clues. If there are any clues on your location, take 1 damage. Okay. I've been moving, so I haven't been triggering the convergence here. Alright, upkeep. Oh, also I should have healed a horror off of Pete. Alright, I have to discard a card. At this point, just discard a Promise of Power. Actually, we will discard... Yeah, we'll discard a Promise of Power. That's fine. True Awakening, Mythos, 4th Doom. Dimensional Fold, tests agility X, where X is the shroud value of your location. This location is 4. If you fail, take 1 damage and discard the top 3. If you fail by 2 or more, you have to draw each weakness. Okay. I'm 5 to 4 right now. Alright, so I do fail. So I failed, let's see, that was 5 to 4. That I failed by 1. I'll take 1 damage, which will get soaked by this. And discard the top 3 cards of my deck. 1, 2, 3. And then from, since I failed, I have to move to a connecting location, which will trigger this. So I'll take another horror, which will get soaked. And we'll just move over to here. Smoldering Slope, 3 Shroud, 2 clues. Reveal the top card of the deck if it's a non-weakness card, discard it. Okay. So that's been resolved. And then over here, Spatial Ward. So we won't be able to come back here, which is fine. Alright, investigation phase. I'm going to go ahead and spend 3 to fast out Assign Magic. And then I'm going to, first action, finally get rid of this haphazard convergence. I'm going to go ahead and gain a resource. I'll go ahead and do Arcane Initiate. And then I'll go ahead and investigate. I'll go 3 to 3. Four to 3, 5 to 3. Fortunately, that is -3, so I do fail. And then, so I activated, gained a resource, and investigated. So I can do Captivating Performance to draw a card. And I'll take a horror, which will get soaked. Alright, that is it on that front. Meanwhile, over here, Marion. I'm going to do a Field Agent. to get a clue off this location. Oops. And then I'll draw 2 cards. Or sorry, I'm going to True Awakening, get the other clue. Draw 2 cards. Use my ability to draw yet another card. And I will chain off of that a emergency cache to get 3 resources and draw a card. So that was our first action. Second action, we're going to go ahead and move to here. There are no clues on this, so I don't take any damage. And then this one is Magma Pools, 1 Shroud, 2 clues. Take 1 damage or place 1 of your clues on a location for the Cluedian effect. I'm going to go ahead and investigate this location. I will spend 2 resources to do Fortuitous Discovery. This is going to be 6 to 1. We pass. We get 3 clues, but there's only 2 here. So we're good on that front. All right. Almost got all the stuff here. I just need to get back to placing the clues here. We have 5 out of 8, which is not bad. Enemy phase upkeep. Good to go on that. Over here, I have to... Oh, that takes care of that problem. All right. Mythos. We advance. Molten ejection. An explosion rocks the air, and a wave of heat and ash sweeps across you. Scattered chunks of Teferia fling across the sky, though their trajectories are disjointed by the overlapping space. It's a matter of chance whether you're in the path of any of the debris. In player order, each investigator must decide one. Warp Idol, you can exhaust it. If you have the Sigil, you can exhaust it. You can lose an action, and you can't move. Or you can reveal a random token, and if you reveal the symbols or curse, you'll take 2 damage or discard an asset. I'll just go ahead and reveal a Chaos token. Okay, I'm going to take 2 damage, which I will soak with this and then take 1. Actually, we'll just kill off the Arcane Initiate. And then for you, I'm just going to exhaust the Immutable Sigil. Take that game. Alright, ready to blow. Space around the Crayosha Caldera is being stretched further apart with each passing second. The architects must be finishing their designs to transpose R'lyeh to the surface. Is it already too late to stop it? 5 doom to advance. Okay, bad cards. Clouds of Ash goes to my location. Yeah. So for the Clouds of Ash, I am going to go ahead and I'm going to go ahead and spend 1 to go ahead and ward it, and I'll eat the charge for it. So that's gone. And then we got Ia to deal with. All right. Investigation phase. I'm going to start with Marion. I'm going to discard 3 events. Or try to. I'll discard Soothing Melody, Glimmer of Hope, and a Lucky to get rid of this. It's a little bothersome, but that's okay. Alright, we're going to move across. We are going to take 1 damage, which I will put on the Field Agent. We're going to go across, so I'll go ahead and place 2 of my clues down. Like so. Reveal this location. 2 Shroud, 2 clues, and then this one is move an unengaged enemy to in play to any location connected to its location. Okay. I'll go ahead and investigate this location. Well, actually, I will take a horror to get a clue. Then I'm going to investigate. We are 4 to 2. I'll go 6 to 2. We pass. Heal a horror and a damage. Get 1 clue. Then I will move down to here and grab 1 more clue. Alright. So right now we have 7... Yeah, we have 7 clues on this thing right now. So we just need to get 1 more and then move. Alright. I'm going to... I'm going to go ahead and do an Uncage the Soul for my first action as a play action. Nope, I'm not going to do that. Never mind. Maybe I can try investigating again. I'll try investigating. We'll go 3 to 3, 4 to 3, 5 to 3. And we succeed. We get 1 clue. So that was an investigate action. I'm going to go ahead and move across. Reveal the top card of the deck of your deck. If it's a non-weakness, discard it. Okay, discarded. I'll place my 1 clue down onto this. We now advance. All right, mounting perils. Through repeated movement around and through the peak, you are able to pinpoint smaller stone fixtures that maintain the warping field. You easily deface the stones, and a clear path up to the peak appears nearby. At the same time that path appears, an ungodly gurgling roar thunders across the peak, and the sound of leathery wings echoes dully across the peak. Something unearthly is atop the volcano with the architects. Reveal the Impossible Summit. Spawn the set-aside star spawn of Cthulhu at the Impossible Summit. Star spawn of Cthulhu. 4 fight, 8 health, 1 among millions, 2 evade, monster star spawn elite, hunter alert. When an elder sign or tablet token is revealed at the star spawn's Cthulhu's location, treat that as an elder token instead. Victory 1 hits for 2 and 2. Okay. There are no cultists alive, so I don't need to worry about that. With your clear view of the peak, the stone structures at the top appear more unstable than you expected. Without the leadership and expertise of the Masonic traders, the project has proceeded haphazardly. Put this next to the agenda deck. Impossible Summit gains force at the end of the round. Each investigator in Impossible Summit discards the top 3 cards of his or her deck. Got it. Deconstruction, version 2. The Architect's magic continues to build, much like the pressure of the volcano. This is your one and only chance to disrupt their ritual, but will it be enough to stop them from raising Relie? Reaction: after you reveal a tablet token, place 1 clue on this act from the token pool. And then when you reveal any of the other fancy symbols, you can spend a clue to treat it as a tablet instead, and if there's 6 clues on the act, you advance. So yeah, this is going to get messy. Down here, the Impossible Summit, 3 Shroud, 2 clues. Resolve each non-Euclidean effect on the location you would move to. Alright. Action, exhaust an asset you control with the printed fight action. Reveal X random tokens with the from the Chaos Pack, where X is the maximum possible damage that asset is able to deal. This action does not provoke an attack opportunity. You must bring down the Architect's creation. This is going to be a little... Well, that means I should probably keep this shriveling out, because it has a fight action, and I can at least reveal reveal 3 tokens at a time. That's still not very efficient, but it's probably better than nothing. Alright, so I've done my movement. I triggered that. I have 1 action. So I investigated, I've moved. I'm going to go ahead and activate for my last action. Doing Ia. I'm 7 to 5. We'll go 8 to 5 with Arcane Initiate. That's -3. I do pass. I don't have any clues to spend, unfortunately, so it is what it is. But I get rid of Ia. And then, so I've investigated, I've moved, I've activated. I'm going to go ahead and do a play action with Captivating Performance. I'm going to play Uncage the Soul and discard and replay the Breath of the Sleeper. Oh, actually, I don't need to do that. I can just play my other Breath of the Sleeper because I have Sign Magic, which I'm okay with. All right. Fortunately, that does count as playing a spell card, so I will go ahead and draw a card off of that. And then I'm going to soak a horror and take a horror and then heal the horror from Dark Memory. Okay. That is everybody. Enemy phase, this guy is going to come and say hello. So I'm going to get punched by this guy. He's going to hit for 2 and 2. I'll take a horror off of this. I'll take a horror here, use my ability to do a damage to this guy. I will eat a charge to eat one of the points of damage and then take a damage. Alright. And then upkeep phase. Another Shriveling. White Glistering. Alright. Mythos, first doom. Eldritch Geometer. Any connecting location. We'll go here. Warp Stonework. Well, I don't have an option for this one. That's annoying. Oh, sorry, I moved the wrong person, by the way. It should have been Agnes, not Marion. All right. Investigation. All right. I'm going to go ahead and move. This actually, I can choose and discard a card from my hand. I will discard White Glistering and get rid of this. And then I'm going to move, get engaged by you. Then I'm going to spend 1 to do a sweeping kick. This will put us at 7 to 3. I'll go 8 to 3. We succeed, we'll do 2 damage and kill him. Oh, actually, it has to be a symbol. Never mind. So I kill. Get this. This goes back in my hand. I'll use my ability to draw a card. I will spend 1 to go ahead and do a winging it from the discard. This will put us at 4 to 2. And we'll go 6 to 2. All right, that's still going to be a pass. What I'm going to do, though, is I am going to go ahead and spend a clue to treat it as a tablet. So I'll do that. It'll become a tablet, which is still a pass, and I'll put a clue on this, and I'll get 2 clues. And these will go back in my hand because it was an event. And this will get shuffled back in. Okay. Got that done. Fortunately, I have no actions that can do that. All I can really do is just do regular investigates at this point. So 1 clue here. We don't need these anymore. All right. Meanwhile, over here, with this jerk, we'll go ahead and do a... You don't have retaliate, so I'll go ahead and fight you with Shriveling. This will put us at 10 to 4. We pass, we'll do 3 damage. Alright, next I will spend 3 charges off of Breath of the Sleeper. Alright, I am going to pick the 0, which is going to end up doing 3 damage. This was 7 to 4, by the way. Alright. And then last action, I'm going to go ahead and attempt to evade. We'll go 7 to 2. I fail, so I'm going to get hit by the Hunter Alert effect. We'll take a horror, use my ability to kill this guy, soak a damage, take a damage, and he goes away. I'm just making sure I didn't mess anything up here. I don't think I did. Yeah, because it was a cultist earlier. Yeah, I think we're fine. And it would not have made us fail, because even with -4, it would not have mattered. And then for my last action, I've used all my actions. I did a fight, activate, and evade. And then off of that, I'm going to move. There's no clues on this, so it's fine. So I'll move here. And then I'm going to reveal Dark Memory. One of it's going to get soaked, and I'll take the remaining horror. And then that'll be the end of the round. Upkeep. Mythos, Second Doom. Rain of Cinders. Another one of these. Okay. Oh, I messed up. Yeah, Spatial Ward got messed up here. Because, yeah, this Spatial Ward should have been here. Okay. Well, what I'll do instead of... Yeah, it's a problem, actually. Alright, what we're going to do is I'm going to take back the sweeping kick and the kill earlier. This won't change our results, because I still would have rolled high enough. And one of my actions would have been to go ahead and take a horror to get rid of this. Yeah, actually, let me see what I did for Marion's turn. Okay, so what I probably would have done to fix it, because it was actually a while ago, it would have affected Marion's ability to go sweeping across the thing a few times. There was the investigate I did that I drew the skull on that failed. I would have probably just taken the horror there. And at this point, I'll just take an extra horror right now, and that'll mitigate it. And then we'll draw this one and actually have it officially be correct. I'm not going to rewind everything for this one card, unfortunately. So that shouldn't change anything, besides the fact that I should have drawn a skull at a later point as far as randomization is concerned. Alright. Yeah, apologies, but I'm not going to restart the entire thing. It's almost over. And you kind of already gotten the gist of it. Alright, investigation. Oh yeah, so let's go ahead and fix that, because I'm still keeping that. Okay, investigation phase. Now we get to do all this nonsense here. First action for Agnes, so I'm going to go ahead and get rid of the Rain of Cinders. I'm going to go ahead and spend 3 to drop Shriveling and put out another Shriveling. And then I'm going to go ahead and activate this location. I will exhaust a shriveling. Oh, actually, sorry, I will keep this shriveling because it's exhaust, so I want to have multiples. So I'll exhaust this shriveling, and this will be, I reveal 3 random tokens. All right. And then, unfortunately, only people with a clue can actually do anything with this. So, fortunately, that was a whiff. All right. Marion. There's really not much else I can do besides just investigate and hope I do what I need to do here. So let's investigate. We'll go 4 to 3. We'll go 5 to 3. All right, I will treat that as a tablet by spending a clue. Putting on this. Which technically makes it a pass, but there's nothing left to actually grab from this. I'll go ahead and investigate again, committing a Glimmer of Hope. Nothing. Last action, I'm going to go ahead and spend 1 to get the Glimmer of Hopes back into my hand. And then chain my ability off of that. Sure, why not? We'll do an Ever Vigilant. Which I can't do anything with it to begin with. Never mind. Alright. Enemy phase, nothing. Upkeep. One second. Okay, just making sure I did everything for dark memory and all that. Alright. Okay. Oh, I actually should have healed a horror off of Pete. That's what I forgot to do. Mythos. Third Doom. Another spatial ward. This will surge. Another one of these. And this will surge as well. Okay. Alright. Agnes will get rid of Rain of Cinders. And then I'm going to exhaust Shriveling and reveal 3 tokens. Nope. Do it again with the other one. Actually, I'm going to attack with the Shriveling here. Actually, no, I'm not. It's too dangerous. I might actually die. Yeah, I'm just going to reveal 3 tokens. Nothing. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and do what I can about this. I'm going to go ahead and evade the Lucid Worshipper. Actually, no, I have 1-2 punch. Never mind. I'll do 1-2 punch. Second attack. I will convert that into a tablet, which will go onto this. I did 1,000,000 damage to this guy. He is dead. I will use my ability to draw a card and chain off of that. So I will do a stand together. Like so. I'm then going to play a Soothing Melody. Oh yeah, I forgot to do the Dark Memory. One of it's going to get soaked, and then Pete will heal, and then heal. Speaking of, I'm going to go ahead and heal 3 horror off of Agnes and draw a card. That will be my last action. Yeah, because I did the I did a 1-2 punch into stand together, into oh, I have 1 action left. Okay. I will go ahead and I'll go ahead and investigate this location. I'll go 4-3, 5-3, 6-3, 7-3. Can I convert Elder Sign? Yes, I can. I will spend a clue to do that. All right. If I can get 2 more, I might actually win this. At this point, I'm just going to discard a Warped Idol. Fourth gem. Yeah, since I didn't do any actual willpower test, I don't actually have to worry about that, so that's fine. Lucid Worshipper. And Impossible Perspective. Test willpower 3. This is just going to reduce my hand size. Okay. Boom. I will... As much as I would love to treat this as a tablet... Actually, I'm fine with treating it as a tablet. We'll treat it as a tablet and move to a new location. So I'll move to here because of that, reveal the top card of my deck, and discard it. And then this will go onto this. I will take 1 horror, and this will be attached to me. Also, I take another horror because of Ptychophobia, which I'll put on the field agent. All right, investigation phase. I'm going to go ahead and take a horror, which I'll put on the field agent to get rid of this thing. Then I'm going to move. And then I'm going to investigate. We'll go 6-3. And we pass, we get to draw a card. Alright, Agnes. I'm going to go ahead, this doesn't provoke an attack opportunity, I'm going to do Shriveling. Yeah, we might actually lose this. Alright, I reveal a tablet. That puts a clue onto this thing. And we advance. Yeah, that was close. After your many experiences with the impossible angles and structures you are beginning to understand, you find the gaps in the bent space around their stone constructions and deface one of the keystones. Not written in stone. Yeah, that would have been rough. We would have been defeated. I think we might have still... Yeah, I don't know what would happen after that. Since we got past Act 1, we would have been able to continue. That's the good news. Alright, Resolution 3. Your vandalism of the carefully designed monolith triggers a collapse and reordering of the world around the pillar. You are thrown to the ground from the force of the event as a tremendous explosion sounds from all around you, though not a volcanic one. Water rockets upward, funneling completely around the narrow patch of rock you lie on. Chunks of loose stone flow towards you, only to suddenly disappear and continue away on a different trajectory. Even in its ruined state, the unnatural stone bends space around itself, keeping you in a pocket untouched by the torrential waters. Gradually, the current slows and suspends for a tense moment before falling away. Shapes begin to clarify through the draining waters. Shapes that should be impossible, but you know can only exist in one place on Earth. Alright, Architect's project was sabotaged. I don't know how to spell architect. Architect. Is it project or ritual? Project sabotaged. We add a cultist to the bag. Mark 2 notice. 24 now. Resolution 4. Before you lies an unsettling vista, jagged and alien, but perhaps most unsettling because it is familiar. You have seen this unnatural landscape many times in the visions and dreams that have haunted you since the very beginning. Really, the sunken temple, island tomb of Cthulhu has risen to the surface. Water drains down the possible angles of its rock formations, while deep sea flora and fauna lie scattered and dying around its landscape. The architects have succeeded. Even though I just sabotage, whatever. Don't need to worry about traders. We get Victory X. We're going to get 2 more notice, which is going to put us at 26. Alright, total XP is 9, so we get 9 plus 1 for the Great Works, and 9 for Marion. Alright, and then we go to the final scenario, Tomb of Dead Dreams. This one's going to be even bigger headache. So yeah, again, I apologize for messing up the spatial ward, but looking at the footage, when I was down here in this bottom right corner and I did that investigate where I committed 2 cards, I would have just gotten rid of the effect, because that would have actually prevented us from actually doing anything with the summit. So if you've got issues with that, too bad. I'm not going to restart an hour and 40 minutes of progress because of one mistake. Not in this case, at least. It was easy enough to remedy since I had already failed the check originally. The only difference is I still had cards on my hand, but I would have just discarded them from having too many cards on my hand. This one was rough on Agnes. Our Spectral Shield was on the bottom of the deck. We also didn't really get our Arcane Initiate until kind of further along, and we also ended up getting our weakness pretty early. I'm very glad that we didn't grab internal injury. I'm glad we went with the tower. If we had gotten internal injury throughout this, I don't think I would have survived, especially when I got punched for 3 damage by Marion over here with her 1 arm. Yeah, it was pretty brutal. And as far as the Lucid Worshipper is concerned, this thing does not provoke a tax opportunity. But yeah, this one's a messy one. It's very random. Because, yeah, like if I had a few more clues on Agnes, it would have been a little bit easier. But unfortunately, I was kind of busy dealing with all the combat. And there was a lot of combat early on, and I had to give up a lot of my Cluven spells. I also just don't have very good... The economy for this deck is actually not very good. I thought doing the Forbidden Knowledges would be enough, but that is not enough. So some tweaks I've already considered for the deck is, obviously, I'm probably not going to go with Sign Magic. It is interesting when you do it. In fact, I completely forgot to even use it. Yeah, I actually forgot to use it. I could have used it while fighting the Star Spawn. Yeah, when I attacked with the Breath of the Sleeper, I could have just chained it off this Sign Magic. So that's my bad. But yeah, I think instead of going Sign Magic, it just requires too many pieces to put together, and it's also expensive. Get a second Spectral Shield, and then replace a few more cards with some just regular emergency caches. The only reason I wasn't really for emergency cache is because I don't really have a way of tutoring it, but at the same time, I don't really have a way of tutoring Forbidden Knowledge either. So I think just getting more economy in this deck will be better. Also, emergency cache can be upgraded, which will go well with Down the Rabbit Hole. So yeah, honestly, I think we got saved by the Tarot deck again, which is very good. We nearly died even with the Spectral Shield, just simply because I failed an evade and got punched for I got punched really hard. But yeah, overall, I've been enjoying this campaign and these decks quite a bit. The last scenario is gonna, like I said, is gonna be a bit of a headache. And honestly, I was mainly only doing this just to test out Marion, and Clue for Marion is actually a lot of fun. I think getting her a little bit more of the sweeping kicks and 1-2 punches earlier might be a little bit better, just so she can fight just in case. But just the action economy, the action compression she has just with her ability is just ridiculous. I did recently go, as of recording this, make a thug version of her that I'll see if it works. The big thing about the combat version is you want to get the Book of War out and use that to recur your tactics. but that setup is actually really, really bad at level 0. But so my thoughts for the Thug version is to start with a few more weapons in the beginning, and then gradually filter them out for the primary tactician type stuff. Anyway, let me BRB and I will spend XP. Alright, 11 and 10 XP. So, I decided to take some of my own advice. I was thinking about doing spiritual healing just to start with less trauma, but I found some better uses. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to upgrade our remaining Deny Existence because of it. Which, actually, that's a good point. Where's my Deny Existence? Let's take that regular one. And do this. There we go. That's a deck. Alright, so just because I have the resources, the cards to do this, I'm going to go ahead and upgrade one of the level 2 Rite of Seekings to level 5. I'm probably not going to do anything with this, but I could do it for free, and there was nothing else that I can upgrade for free. I'm going to go ahead and replace my Whispers of Doom and Deny Existence with 2 Emergency Cash level 2s. This is going to cost 3 each because of Down the Rabbit Hole. And then I'm going to replace both my Promise of Powers with level 1 Burn After Readings, which is going to cost 2 each. So that is 3, 6, 8, 10 XP, so I have 1 banked. We're already familiar with Burn After Reading. Unfortunately, Marion doesn't get access to just regular, just regular Survivor, 0 to 2. She only gets whatever trait you select for her, which in this case is Fortune. So the only Agnes will be able to take this, which is fine. Agnes has plenty of leveled up cards, so with this I can guarantee get 2 clues and remove Doom for the current agenda, and that'll probably help make up for the Doom clock. One of the things I've definitely been concerned about is I was trying to find opportunities to actually use Dark Memory so I can stop having it gradually kill me, but the clock was just so tight, despite the fact that how well we were doing. Like we ended that with literally no turns left. It would have been bad going into the final scenario. Actually, I guess it would have been kind of interesting to go to the final scenario as a what do you call it? A familiar or a homunculus. It would not have been the end of the world. She would have lost essentially 1 willpower, and her sword canes would become practically useless. But the rest of the stuff would actually be kind of interesting because all of her stuff is spells mostly. Anyway, but here's the goal. I went ahead and dropped the regular Deny Existence because honestly, I almost never use it because everything gets soaked up by Spectral Shields. The Whispers of Doom was actually rather good. But it is expensive, and at this point, if I need to use it, then probably something went wrong. Yeah, that's kind of my thought of it. I could swap it for an Eyes of the Dreamer, but I kind of want that extra soak if I can get away with it. And like I was saying earlier, I need economy, so we're going to go ahead and put some emergency catches in. We upgraded the Rite of Seeking just simply because we could, and then I almost never use the Promise of Powers. Simply because our number is just big enough that we can kind of handle it all on our own. This is the first time I play with Crystalline Elder Sign, and I definitely like it. It definitely goes well with this kit. But these Burn After Readings will help with getting clues as well as keeping the tempo ahead for us. So hopefully it'll work out. So that is everything for her. She'll have 1 XP banked, and that's fine. Oop, come on, there we go. Alright, as for Marion, I'm going to go ahead and upgrade. I'm going to go ahead and grab my remaining 1-2 punch level 5, which will hopefully put us in good shape for that. Yep. I'll replace a Perception with it. Perception was actually pretty useful for Marion, but honestly, at this point, we have plenty of other ways to get clues if we need it. So, put that in the deck. And then we have... I'm going to go ahead and just spend 4 XP to go ahead and upgrade Lucky to level 2. Lucky level 2 is honestly not that great, especially for 2 XP. All it does is make you draw a card on top of the regular benefit, which is definitely not really worth 2 XP, but it's better than nothing. It is a Fortune card, so I am able to upgrade it to level 2. That is 9 experience, leaving me with 1. And there you go. And then we, of course, have, 2 story cards in here? Yep, 2 story cards. Alright, good to go. So we have 1 experience remaining for both characters. going in with either 2 mental or 2 physical trauma, depending on the character. And hopefully we'll be good to go for this one. Like I said, this one's going to be wacky, and it's going to be hard to wrap our heads around it. So if I make mistakes on it, well, just assume Cthulhu wins or something. And as far as our starting setup, of course, we're going to go with Ever Vigilant. Honestly, getting a second Ever Vigilant is kind of tempting, but I don't think I'm going to do that. And then we're Sweeping Kick. There we go. All right. So with all that said and done, I'm going to go ahead and call it here. I am the Depressed Eeyore, and this was Arkham Horror, the card game, doing the Cyclopean Foundation, a custom campaign by The Beard. We finished with Pyroclastic Flow. We'll be doing Tomb of Dead Dreams with Agnes Baker and Marion Tavares next time. See ya.